Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fore podcast. You got teased on Julio here for another episode. I think this is number 40. It might be 41. I'm not sure, but
I honestly have no idea. I've been asking myself that question every weekend when I'm like, I see other people who are doing their podcasts. They're like, "Welcome to episode 5." Can you guys believe we're on 5 episodes?
Actually our last one was episode 40. So this is number 41.
Wow.
So yeah, surprisingly, it's gone by quick and it's taken a lot of it's gone by quick, but been slow. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like we've done 40 so far. But yeah, so thank you guys for all your support. Just want to say, if you guys haven't taken a look at the Flight Scope Mevo, Julio and I just became ambassadors, or Four Dads really became ambassadors, and they are now the long drive qualifier main sponsor, or main. They are the, what do you call it? The launch monitor for.
They're the preferred launch monitor for this year's qualifiers and competition. So for anybody who thinks that, hey, I need TrackMan, I need Foresight to capture my club head speed to give me the most accurate numbers. I just came across a video of Kyle Berkshire using Flight Scope Plus, 160 mile an hour club head speed, 2,485 RPMs a spin, launched it at 9 degrees at 232 miles an hour of ball speed, carried it 410. So
insane.
If it can capture that speed, I'm pretty sure it can capture anybody else. Anybody who's a weekend warrior, anybody who's a range rat, or any inspired tour player that's out there. So
it's honestly a great bang for your buck, especially because a lot of launch monitors are in like the thousands, and the Mevo is literally like twice the size of a Matchbox. No, it's like half of that. It's like a half of that, and it's honestly tiny, but you get so many stats on it. And right now it's normally $500. Now through August they got a deal where it's $50 off, and then you can still use our Four Dads code, which gives you another 15, which knocks it all the way down to 381, about 24% off. And
get yourself a double stack.
I mean, this thing is freaking awesome. It keeps great stats. I had my AirPods in today, and the last time I used it, and it'll give you the flight, or I think you might be able to select what you want to hear. And yeah, look at how tiny that thing is. And it's just like really convenient. It's small. You just charge it up. It's really easy to set up. You just press the button to link it up to your phone via Bluetooth. That's literally it. It'll say connected, and away you go. It's great if you don't have time to get out. Like myself, I can get out maybe once a week. I know Julio was talking off air that he hasn't even touched his club since last time we talked, unfortunately. But you're able to get your distances. You're able to maybe even, check your speed, your spin, your height, everything that you need to know before the round even starts, so you have a better idea of how far your shots are going depending on the day. But it's just a great little thing, little portable launch monitor. I mean, for under $500, even under $400 for the time being, if you use our code, I mean, definitely check that out. But
absolute steal.
I mean, extremely accurate as well. It's extremely accurate. It's scary accurate. But jumping into it, not this weekend, but next weekend, we got the FedEx Cup playoffs, and I was kind of bummed right before. I wanted to double check, and I thought that it was tomorrow, and it's not. It's in a week. So with the FedEx Cup playoffs, there's always those people on the bubble that you might not expect, or you wouldn't expect to be there. And if you're not really sure how the FedEx Cup playoffs work, I'm going to look it up right now just to double check, because I know it's an interesting way that they go about it, where they start out with, I think it's 100. I think it's 130. Do you know the exact number of players? It's like,
I don't.
Oh man, okay. Well, it's about like 130 players, and then if you make that, and then if you make it to that round, you have to qualify within the top 70 players of the to make it to the next week. And then in order to make it to that final week, you have to be the top 30 in the FedEx Cup playoff standings, and those points are accrued via what you rank in a tournament and things like that. So, getting into it, we'll start from the bottom. I have a list of 10 players that are pretty surprising, but I mean, to be honest, I haven't really heard of some of these guys this year. Number one, sitting at 199, Kevin Kisner. He is either not.
Who's that guy?
Either he's not playing a lot, because I mean, I haven't seen too much of him this year. I don't know. How about you? Do you?
I haven't seen a lot of him. I mean, his name floats around, pretty consistently up there, but I haven't heard too much about him this year. I mean, the guy's
Yeah,
just a scrapper. He just comes out and plays and gets it done. Wherever
dude, he's
he's
like the
competing.
ultimate party animal too, man. Like kind of like the Rick from Rick and Morty, like kind of a drinker. Not like, someone who does like the classy stuff. He just like he drinks just to drink and just it's insane. One side note, I found out a few weeks ago that Bert Kreischer,
Mm-hmm.
the comedian. He's coming out to
Mm-hmm.
Fresno in September, and apparently Van Wilder was loosely based off of his life at Fresno State or Florida State. Did you
Yeah,
know that?
yeah, yeah. I
Freaking
did.
insane, freaking
Yeah,
crazy. But anyway, getting back to it. Webb Simpson's number 9 at 169th. So he might, if he doesn't do well in this tournament coming up, if those two don't, they might not even make it to the FedEx playoffs. Which I think Webb Simpson, did he win a U.S. Open or was it he won? He's won a major, hasn't he? Let me
I
see.
don't know. Webb Simpson.
No, yeah. Oh no, U.S. Open 2012. Wow, it's been a while, but okay. So Webb Simpson 169th, and then you got Will Zalatoris at 135th. So my guess is he just hasn't played much golf ever
I don't
since
think he's
that.
played. I don't think he's played at all. I think he's been injured.
Well, you have to play something in order to place higher than people, right? You can't just have like automatic points, right? There has to be something. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, like ever since that back injury last year, which was a bummer, right at the end of the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
Then you got Billy Horschel 116th. Uh, I don't know why he's on here. Akshay Bhatia 99th, that
He
lefty
just
from
won.
Cal.
He just is he from Cal? I thought he was from LA. I thought he went to Princeton or something.
No, let me
Um
double check. But yeah, he just won, did he?
but he just won a tournament not too long ago. Or actually the weekend of the ACC he won a tournament.
Oh, I'm wrong. He went to Wake Forest. Oh wait, no, he lives in Wake Forest. Let's see here. He is birthplace LA. Well, that doesn't help. College? No college? What? I could have sworn it was Cal. Let me see if I
I think
type
you
in
got I
Cal.
think you got him mixed up with the other dude. To Heath. No, I got him.
No,
To
no.
Heath Tagala. To
No.
Heath
So
Tagala went to or
he went to
Sahi.
Pepperdine. He went to
Yeah,
Pepperdine.
that's who I'm thinking of. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, but for whatever reason, it's. Come on, tell me, where did he play to college at? Where did he play college? He's from Northridge, so he is from LA. He lives there, professional career, amateur. I don't know if he played. Did he not play college? Do you have to play college in order to like? You don't have to, do you? Interesting. Anyway, so we got him at number 99. So he might be coming up on. He might be on the come up right now because of his win and maybe getting within that top 7 range. Kevin Streelman at 84, which not too crazy. Joel
He
Dahman,
skipped college. He
he
skipped
did.
college. He
Wow.
so it says he is the his first PGA win was different than most professional golfers. He skipped college and grinding on mini tours before earning a status on the Korn Ferry after winning the Barracuda. Uh, his dreams are being built in front of us all. Is literally what it says.
Wow. Interesting. So number 4, we got Joel Dahman at 82nd, which honestly
Joe,
he's right around there. That's kind of right where he sits. And then Adam Scott, 81st. I mean, he's getting old, but I mean, still got a beautiful swing. The top 2, in my opinion, are probably the craziest. Justin Thomas is 79th. Isn't that insane?
no, I don't think so. I think for a long time now, like
What stuff has caught up with
just
him or what?
no, I think it's just his dad. I think he needs to get away from his dad now and start seeing either Butch or some other coach because it's just not working for him. I
Yeah.
mean, he's trying. I think he's trying to work the ball more than what he should. He hits a
Mm,
great straight ball, but he wants to work it and still be able to have a super low spinning ball to maximize distance on both sides. And sometimes you just can't have that. Like
right.
I mean, he's not short by any means besides his height. It's just, I don't think he needs to work the ball the way that he does. And his dad teaches him that. Um, I just think Justin's got a tough decision to make after if he makes it to this FedEx Cup of what he's going to do next year. Either he stays with his dad or
Makes a move, turns the page.
Yeah, or try somebody else because it really is impacting his play.
Yeah.
And I think we all see it. I mean, for him to shoot what 87 at LA Golf Club
Dude, he has been
uh,
terrible in the last few
or
majors.
Country Club. Yeah,
It's been tough to
it's not like
watch.
him. It's not
Mm-mm.
like him. I think. I mean, well, both him and Jordan are going through some
Something.
stuff right now.
Right, right,
They're
right.
they're literally like brothers. I mean, if one is having a tough time, then the other one is, and if one's winning, then the other one is like chasing or
Yeah.
right behind him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I'm not surprised with where Justin's at. I'm not surprised he's down that low. I mean, he's missed more cuts in the last few months than I think he has in his entire career.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
number one, you got Shane Lowry at 76, which with how he's been playing over the last few years, I think that's pretty surprising. But I mean, I always root for the guy. I mean,
yeah. Shane's great. I mean, again, like we're watching a generational change in the game of golf that we grew up watching, and the players that we've seen create some incredible memories for us. You know, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I kind of want to go back to what we were talking about or what I just mentioned about Justin and his dad. I
mhm.
mean, we're both dads.
Yeah.
You have Carter. I have Adelina. Like, how would you feel if Carter, was an elite
Hmm.
athlete,
Hmm.
but you've taught him your entire life, and he still entrusts you to guide him to get him back to the simple things of what you guys work on, the basic fundamentals. But how do you like? Can you sit there in the mirror and say it's time for you to go do something else? Because I feel like a part of me, and I'm just being totally honest here, I feel like Justin's dad continues to keep saying like, "Hey, come back, I got you, buddy," because he's making a crap ton of money off of the club. He's getting um, a lot of attention because he is Justin Thomas's dad.
Right.
The success in which he's did is like,
Hmm.
whoa, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so to my question, like, how do you feel looking at yourself if you were in that situation, saying like, Carter, I've taught you everything.
Hmm.
Go. Like, how would you, how
Yeah.
would
I
you handle
mean, that's a tough one. I feel like this is how I would want to approach it. I don't know if when that time comes, if my pride holds me back, like 98% of men here, you know, uh, just hard to be like prideful and like accept the fact that you're not good enough or there's something that you can't do that someone
I
else
don't think I
can.
don't, I don't think it, I don't think it has anything to do with yeah, you're not good enough. Obviously, like you're good enough to get him to that position, right? You're good enough
Right. Right.
to get him there. But
Hmm.
there's people who, again, it's just the experience, right? Like you don't have the professional experience of teaching,
Oh,
right?
of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I mean, like in that sense, maybe not just even golf, even just like baseball or something that I'm more familiar with or
yeah,
have
yeah,
more experience with. At the end of the day, it's like you trust me enough to either make that decision like Justin Thomas's dad, where it's like, hey, come back to me, I got you. But then at the same time, it's in your hands. Like, hey, if you f this up, you're the one. You're the main reason why his career is not going to where it is. So I would do the best that I can and hope that I would just be like, hey, if you want to try something else and go with somebody, do it. If you want to stay with me, let's work on it. If we keep trying, it's like I might give myself a couple months to do something to work on a particular thing, and then if we're not seeing results within X, Y, and Z, okay, well then let's move you on with somebody else because it's always nice to have other eyes and ears and ways of teaching in the room, for different ways of understanding things. And there are so many different variations of how to teach things and so many variations on things that I might not pick up on that you might pick up on, whatever sport it is, just because of we're just different people, different brains, two brains. Having more people, more eyes and stuff on it, I think would be huge. But I mean, again, that's how I would hope to be. I don't know if I'd be prideful, like, no, dude, I'm the only one that can help you. Like, you're on, like, without me, like, you're nothing. I'd hope I'm not like that, but I really would think that I would just honestly go with whatever he would be comfortable with at that time and be like, hey, if you think it's best to do this, let's do it. whatever route you go, you're not going, half ASS. You're going to go all in. And if you're leaving, you're leaving. I'm here with you. I'll support you. But I mean, I hope at the end it works. That's all. Fingers
Those,
crossed.
yeah, that's going to be some tough dinners for Justin and his dad sitting at the same table when it's family dinner night for sure.
What'd you learn
Just
today? How how
yeah,
was how was practice? Good. What'd you learn?
yeah,
Nothing.
yeah, yeah. She's not as good as your dad, but
Yeah.
I'm putting way better now.
Yeah.
I think about that, like, you know, I talk about it all the time with Isis of like, what sport do I want to put Adelina in? Do I want to put her in soccer?
Mhm.
I played soccer. Do I want to put her in tennis? I tried tennis, and again, it's like us being athletes. You ask yourself a lot of the time, like, oh no, I competed at the highest level. I did this, and I could teach you all this stuff. Oh, you want to get in the gym? I can definitely teach you that. But it's like sometimes there's just a separate, sometimes you just gotta separate it. Like, I
Mhm.
always remember as a kid, like getting in the car with my dad, and the one thing he would always do, depending on how my performance was, if it was really good, he'd pat me on the back, say, "Neil, like you did so good out there, like great job, right? Good music all the way home. What were you feeling?" Like it was just being very immersed in that moment, talking about it, reflecting. But if I did bad, he was reminding me of things I didn't do them. He'd walk ahead of me, get to the car, take a deep breath as we got in, quiet. All of a sudden, it was like, turn the music down. So what do you think of today? Like, and then we'd have a long discussion all the way home about what you think of today. Why did you do this? All you had to do was this. And it's like, yeah, but I think now being older, when you're in the moment of competing, it's hard. It's really, really, really hard
Oh,
to
of
make
course.
those adjustments when your plan of how you intended to go into the game is
Mhm.
just not working,
Oh, that's why
and
being an analyst is like the easiest job ever. You give you and I a mic at a PGA Tour event, like, oh man, he pushed it too far. Oh man, he didn't read the break. It's like, duh. It's like you're basically just saying what they did and what they could have done. But guess what? It already happened. So it's so easy to make those
I
decisions.
think
Like,
I think I'd be a pretty good analyst of being like,
oh, of course,
wow,
I do too.
I'd be like, let's run that back. Hold on, let's take a look at that divot.
Dude, I would be the
That's
replay
weird.
guy that everyone would hate. Oh my gosh, Teeds is doing another replay. This is like the fifth one
Countdown
before the
for all
next
your
swing.
replays.
Oh my
Got to
gosh,
count down for all your
I
replays.
love my replays. Every time I would just slow it down and just watch the swing in slow mo. Oh wow, okay. Oh man, and then I pick out a few fans in the crowd. Like, oh my gosh, dude, that guy he's on like his 12th beer. Or, oh dude, that guy loves his hot dog. Just look at him go to town. He is
Yeah.
starving. you
Look,
know.
yeah, I think personally, I'd love to be like an on course analyst, right? So walking couple hundred yard or couple 100 yards behind the players and being like, Ricky's
Right.
got a shot here from 200, like walk around through a rangefinder.
I was gonna say, yeah, range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or your
you
watch. You got your watch on. You're like,
yeah, you got
yeah.
your watch, you pace it out, and then you come back and you're like, Ricky's got a shot from 230 here, a little into the wind. Ladies and gentlemen, I know his 3 wood's got the distance, but it's a little uphill. He's got the bunkers in front. I think he might go driver off the deck. I'm expecting a little bit of a cut here.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I would love
Dude.
that. And all of a sudden, it's just like here comes the swing. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, he
He chunked it.
absolutely no, he absolutely missiled it. It might be too far. It might be too far.
Happy look out! Ah!
Yeah, exactly. Just walk by like jackass.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be fun, but also really exhausting, man. Like those
No way. I
courses.
think that'd be so. I think that'd be so cool because it's like you got to think about it, man. Like everyone who is involved in the game of golf, right? I mean, from being an assistant pro, a head pro, a GM, to an analyst, to a coach, whatever. Like golf really takes a special person who wants to immerse themselves in it, who's looking for like that one kid or that one, yeah, I guess just that one kid or the one adult who's got something in them that's just different, right?
Mhm.
That's what you show up for every day is to create an experience, two to spread your love for the game to everyone to also help grow it.
Mhm.
And 3 is like the ultimate goal is to be at, I think from a managing standpoint, is to be at a club that is on the PGA Tour,
Right.
right? Get that
Right.
experience to be able to
Mm-hmm.
manage and be at one of the greatest courses in all of golf
Mm-hmm.
that is recognized, but then also to hopefully get a position where you're working directly with the networks, or even the
Mm-hmm.
PGA or live, like
Oh man, I mean,
whatever.
I could definitely just see myself like trying to read the greens, reading the greens without like a greens book. Be like,
Were you
yeah,
able
you
to do
got
that?
your cough. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Damn
yeah,
it.
it's all right, it's all right.
I
But
thought I muted myself.
you see me like reading the greens, like, oh yeah, you got a crazy left to right breaker here, and it just goes the opposite way. It's like I don't know why he's aiming that way. It's not going to break that way. Oh my gosh, he read it right. Okay. Just totally having like the average dude out there just like yeah, I don't know why he's going with a driver, man. The hole is about like 370. There's no chance he's going to reach it. Oh my gosh, he's on the green. Like I would
No,
just
I think to your point about reading the greens, like, do you remember when we were at the AT&T, like the guys who were following some of the players and kind of commentating what was going on, they had yardage books, they had green books, like they kind of were making a prediction based off of like what they were seeing and also what was being relayed to them, like
mm,
where the ball was, and they were calling out you could hear them silently calling out like, oh, he's going to have a big right to left break here. He's going to have to put it about maybe, 14 paces up on the top side. Just let that baby trickle. Like, it's just one of those. It's like, I think that would be so sick, but also at the same time, to be like in a position of like Jim Nance, like that's, that's
right?
got
I
to be
mean,
epic.
you're like, yeah, well, I played this course 2 days ago, and when I played it, it really had a lot of. It was really dry. The ball was
Yeah.
rolling. But yeah, I mean, I think that'd probably be an epic job. I mean, obviously you'd have to do a lot of traveling, but and it'd be on the weekends, which is also kind of a bummer. But if you can work that in every like
I'm sure they're able to bring their families. These guys
no,
probably
no,
make
not the
enough.
families, not the families, of course. I think that'd be cool, but like do it every other few weekends, like not every single weekend, but all the big ones, stuff like obviously being at the majors would obviously be the pinnacle, but like just being able to. I mean, if it were me, I'd probably be at the Barracuda, something really off the radar that no one's
I
at
want to be
because
at the Tahoe tournament, man.
oh my
Just
god, the
get
Tahoe
just
would be freaking
just get
epic, dude.
just get hammered with everyone that's playing. Just like, hey, toss me a shot.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We lost Julio. He took a
So
dive.
yeah,
He took
he's
a dive
passed
in
out
the
on
lake.
7. he's over on the boat.
Someone kick him to see if he's alive, please.
Mids damage is floating in, or it's at the bottom of Lake Tahoe.
He's in the lazy river. Oh man, he's with the freaking what do they
He's
call it, like
sitting
a
with
little
the
donut?
bears in the
Yeah,
woods.
dude, could you
Yeah,
imagine? Oh man, that'd be so much fun. But
that would be. I mean, even I just think it'd be super fun to be a part of, like, I don't know, even some of the commentation going on with some of these new like YouTube, or like these mini tours, or they just look fun, you
yeah, I
know?
think I think Barstool just started with the Corn Ferry Tour with some of their guys. We're walking around with the Corn Ferry Tour,
Yeah.
and it's just like I've never. Apparently, they got rid of Lurch, which I don't really listen to podcasts at all. It's not what I do. I'm glad that people do from time to time listen to ours, and I'm grateful for that. But it's just not how I like. I'll listen to talk radio for sports, but that's really it. If I'm in the car. But with
Yeah.
like the foreplay pod and all that, apparently, if you watch some of their stuff, they had a guy named Lurch that was on there, and I didn't realize that he's gone now,
Hmm.
and I didn't know that, but and then he obviously brought on Dan Rappaport, and he's been amazing. He's got a great golf swing. If you've ever seen his YouTube videos, like he's got a surprisingly very good golf swing, and he's a great golfer.
Well,
And I'm just
I saw him versus
Fat
Fat
Perez.
Perez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
a really good video. But the one person, and no offense to Trent, but I, did he play a lot of golf or something? I didn't. He does not look like some like obviously his whole thing is breaking 90, and he still hasn't broken 90. That's like their videos that they're going off of for now. But like he just I, I don't know too much about Barstool, so I don't even know like did he just like love golf, watching golf growing up? I don't know. Do you have any idea?
I have no idea, sir. Not a. I mean, I kind of got over Barstool with with all their golf stuff when they stopped kind of doing all the pre-major plays and then or all the pre-tournament plays where they'd go out there and try and break 90, or they had Dave come out and try and break 100 with
Mhm.
like double pops on every hole. Like I kind of got over it. I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like these guys really even play enough, or
Right,
you
right. Or
know,
like have some kind of
um,
background besides just
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
it that
Besides just talking about it, that was just like, you know, uh, it's whatever. And
yeah.
kind of like what we do, I guess.
I mean in a way, yeah, but different perspectives for sure. And um yeah, I mean I was just curious because I don't really follow Barstool too much. I mean I'll see it on my feed and things like that, but it's not like, oh, I get notifications every time Barstool and Foreplay, they always post stuff. It's just not really my cup of tea. They seem like nice guys, but not what I'm really into.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Um, the guys that I think, well, the one guy that I think does it right is Earl from Random Club. Um,
I've heard of the Random Golf Club, right? Is that what you meant? The
yeah,
Random Golf Club?
I think he does it right. And then,
I love Busted Jack, dude. I've been like obsessed with
well,
watching their
yeah,
stuff.
I love Busta. I like Micah. I like that now he's kind
Yep.
of like talking about,
He's trying to get into the pro events and
yeah,
things like that. And
yeah, I
dude,
love.
that kid's got some whip on his clubs, man.
He does. He's a solid player. I like his, and then I think the last one would probably have to be like, even though it's more of just kind of fun challenges, but like I listening to Bob Does Sports and talking about, hearing him talk about golf, and everything like that. Like I love listening to his too, but he's
Mhm.
also super entertaining as well.
Oh yeah, dude, that dude's a showman, 100%. I mean, and the cool thing is with the Bob Does Sports, I've been in contact not consistently, but with the Jet. Like I'll reach out to him about certain things about like, hey, dude, what do you guys use for like your thumbnails? What do you guys use like random things that like people aren't just like asking for clout trying to get on. I'm just like honestly asking like, hey, what do you guys use for your YouTube thumbnails for your fonts? And he hit me up with the font. Hey, when you guys do your videos, like what do you guys use to record? Oh, we use GoPros for this, and then we use this for this. I'm like, does your GoPro ever overheat? Because that was one of my issues in the past. Like, yeah, nope, never had an issue with that. But he's been really cool with responding within like a day or so.
Yeah, I've heard of that where Jet's like a total people's people. If you run into him like in Vegas or whatever, he's like he'll invite you to play golf if he's got space. He'll sit there and chill with you, talk, have a drink, do whatever. Yeah, I heard he's totally about the people.
So yeah, real nice dude, and always responsive to my stuff compared to. I've been trying to reach out to. If did you ever watch the Good Championship? The actual. Did you ever watch like those 3 hour videos of like the actual thing? Like
I can only do like 20, maybe 40 minutes, and then I'm like, this is just too
but like,
much.
did you watch like who won and a little bit behind? Did you watch any of that at all? So I watched some of it. Like I would watch it in breaks when I would put my son down for his nap. Takes him 10 minutes. Sometimes takes him like 30. So I'll just have my phone out with my AirPod in and just watch something, whatever it is. And so I watched some of those, and there was a guy, and I'm gonna look him up right now. So obviously, uh, he was a dad, and so for their tournament, you won $150,000. There was $100,000 purse, and you won 50,000 if you won first place. And it was a free tournament. You didn't have to pay anything to get in, and you just had to apply basically. And I think Fat Prez ended up shooting like 13 over or something, like the only guy to shoot over par in that whole tournament. But this guy Mark Baldwin, he's played in the PGA Tour for a little bit. He's on the older side. I think he ended up being like fifth or sixth place in this tournament. And I've been trying to reach out to him on Instagram. He has not read anything on Instagram. I'm like, hey, you're a dad, you're a golfer. I would love to hear. We would love to hear about your experience on the Good Championship, what you thought about it, and things like that. Because I think that would be freaking huge if we can get him on. Yeah, I think he does some kind of little podcast as well. But been striking out so far. Been striking out so far.
Yeah, I just found out that I don't know how big you are in like esports world and video game leagues,
Mhm.
but this guy Dr. Disrespect, pretty You know,
Oh,
the
I've heard
guy's
of him. I've heard of
yeah,
he's in NBA 2K.
yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
he I guess he's just gotten into golf, and he recently ran into Garrett and some of the guys from Good Good out on a course.
I did see a video with him on it. I haven't seen it, but
Yeah,
I know what
and
you're talking about.
apparently, like everyone says, like Tim Furtat, who's like another good video gamer. He was saying like, yeah, he's like Doctor D's got some. He's got some freaking game. Like it's unreal. I mean, the guy's apparently like almost 7 foot. He's like,
Really?
yeah, he's like 6'8", 6'10", or something like that. He's
No
up there.
way.
He towers over people. I remember one time I went to the HyperX esports thing for work with my old job, and he was there as like a guest speaker, and I mean he towered over
Yeah.
people.
6'8". I just looked it up. That's freaking
He had to like
insane, man.
duck walking into certain places, and
Dang.
for that his costume is like tactical stuff with his
Oh
wig,
yeah, with his wig
right?
and everything.
And he wears the boots. Like I mean, in costume, he's probably like 7 foot.
Dude's a
Yeah,
monster.
he is. He's a tall. He's pretty jacked.
And he's
Um,
real. Is he really good at like the shooter games like Call of Duty and stuff like that? That's how he got
he's
big.
super.
It's not just the get up, but it's also like the
No,
gameplay.
he's like super good at Apex, super good at Fortnite, super good at really any game you put him on that has to
Mhm.
do with playing a video game at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess he's
that's
like the
freaking
like the
crazy.
2-time blockbuster gaming champ or something like that. Back in
Back when Blockbuster was a thing.
yeah, he talks about it all the time.
Oh man, dude, that's dope. I mean, yeah, last year he came into 2K. He was like one of those side characters that you can do like some missions with, and it was just like pretty cool. Like you can you can get his wig, you can get his
Yeah,
vest and things like that. But
I mean, personally, like they gave Tim Furtat and Nick Merck um, uh, characters in Modern Warfare 2. I would love to see freaking Doctor Disrespect's character come up because I think it'd be the dopest. I think it'd
of
be
course,
the dopest character on the entire game for sure,
dude, give me that freaking Joe Dirt mullet, dude. I will rock that
dude.
all day long. Oh my gosh.
That couldn't be more perfect. Yeah, great mullet.
But I mean, like, so like being a character like that or on camera is nice because you take off. I don't know if it's a real mustache or it might have been fake, regardless. But like, if it's a fake mustache, you can take it off. If it's a fake mullet, you can take it off. They take off the sunglasses. No one knows who you are. Like it's so like he's like very rarely out of character. I'm sure there are photos floating around where you can see what he actually looks like, but like that's nice. You can actually go around and have a normal life as long as someone doesn't know what to do and then you don't. As long as it's not golfing as a single and gets paired up. Hey man, what do you do for a living?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you don't know the 2-time.
yeah.
You don't know the 2-time.
Yeah.
But no, like so apparently he's like got blonde hair
Hmm.
with like a blonde mustache in real life,
Wow,
or like a dirty blonde mustache. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
that's trippy, man.
Yeah,
That's
I mean the
freaking
guy
trippy.
like I saw a video. It was last year's preseason. He went out to the Niners training facility, and he threw like an 80 yard pass to George Kittle. Just hucked one from the back of the end zone right into George Kittle's hands.
Dude, isn't that crazy thinking about NFL and you think of the 100 yards? And that's just like a freaking 58, 60-degree full swing, if that, like maybe shorter for you. But I mean, like, it's just like you look at a field like that or you go to a baseball stadium and you're just like 400 feet and you're just like, wow, that's so far. But you're like, it's about like 130 yards.
Yeah.
I can easily hit a pitchy wedge over this hole. Like, no big deal. But it's just,
Did you
isn't it
see
just
that? Did you see that
crazy?
video that I shared to the page on TikTok where the, these guys are they're on like the ninth tee box of this course that they're playing
Is
on.
that the McDonald's? Were they next to the
No,
McDonald's?
not the McDonald's
Not
one,
the,
but
okay.
like there's a Walmart across the highway that's right next to him, and then there's a parking lot, and the guy takes his rangefinder and he's out and he goes, dude, that's only what did he say? I think he said it was only like 220 yards away. He goes, there's no way. Like that, he's like, that seems so much further. He goes, look on my rangefinder, it's 230 yards away. He's like, you're telling me that I could hit a like I could hit a hybrid there, you know? And the guy
Oh
goes,
wait, he wasn't on the ring. He wasn't on the, or he was on the course.
he was on the course, but they're like
Okay, okay.
looking at how
They're
far
looking.
it is.
Right, right,
So
right.
one of the guys who's like, "There's no way." He's like, "There's no way I could reach that." And he takes driver and he rips it, hits it off the Walmart, and you just see the ball just start bouncing in the parking lot. It was hilarious.
Oh man, dude, that reminds me on at my I wouldn't say home course, but a course that I played at growing up a lot. I'm a par three, Laguna Lake Golf Course, San Luis Obispo, California. The ninth hole or the finishing hole. Now I think they have 10. They tried to fit in another hole where you have like it's kind of like the center Valley Center Golf out here in Fresno, where it's like you have a hole that's like 60 yards and a hole that's like 70, and it's like why not just make one that's like 140? Especially now that they added one where it's 10. But anyway, on the final hole, you have a 4-lane road. There's like a fence, like 15 yards behind the green, and then like a 4-lane road, and then a sidewalk and homes. And every time growing up, like I was net like I probably stopped playing there consistently at like 12, 13, 14. And me and my buddies, every time we come up to that hole, we always had to bring driver just to try to hit it on the road. Like that's the goal. And obviously, we're not good enough. I didn't know what I was doing back then. You didn't have all these YouTube videos helping you out, and we'd rip driver. We'd shank it, we'd pull it, duck hook it, never hit it. Except for one time, one of my buddies, Sam Bravo, actually freaking ropes one on the road and he ropes it. We're just like, oh my gosh, here we go. And then like halfway in the midair, we're both like, oh my gosh, dude, this is really going on the road. Like we could actually do some damage right now. It went from like, oh my gosh, this is amazing to like, we could kill somebody right now. And then thankfully it was a red light, no cars were coming. It hit the thing, hit the ground, popped over, it hit the house. Not a big deal. I mean, it's not as a direct hit, but it was just like it's like one of those things where like as a kid you see like a seagull and like you're throwing rocks at a seagull or a bird or an animal and you're like, oh that was close, oh that was close, and then someone actually hits it, you're like, oh crap, dude, now I feel
Oh, what
bad.
an asshole!
Like dude, like right, like dude, he's limping, he's F for life. Like oh my gosh, you know what I mean?
Wait,
Like, but
that reminds me. That reminds me of Fig Garden, number 18, where like you're going along the road, right? How
okay,
like all the ivy that protected the road. I couldn't tell you like in my earlier years of golfing when I was just starting to play, just wanted to swing as hard as I could all the time. I couldn't tell you how many times I hit that house that was apparently owned by Britney Spears. That's like the big mansion that's right there.
you aimed for that, didn't you?
Dude, I would just rip driver on number 18. I just wanted to hit it as far as I could and just try and hit it straight. And I would always hook it, and all of a sudden, and then it's just like that's got to be in the house. It's got
Is that
to.
Julio? Is that Julio again? Gosh dang it, man! That dude
Yeah.
always hits our
Yeah,
house.
I remember one time. I think I was playing. I think I was playing with my ex's dad, and
Mhm.
he was a really really good golfer, but he mishit one, and it literally like goes down the road. You hear it hit off of something, goes down the road, and then a car's coming up, hits the car, like kicks greenside, and he gets up and down and makes an eagle. Is like, are you kidding me?
Oh, that is freaking dope, dude. But I think for right now, I think it's a good spot to wrap up for the time being because next week we'll have our top 5 picks on who we think will be moving on and probably what we probably should do is a top 5 picks for who we think will win the FedEx playoffs, and then we'll have those 5, and then we'll have another 5 every week after what we see. Kind of like in the NCAA basketball tournament. You have your original picks, and about like within the first freaking day, your freaking brackets busted. And then if you tried to even do a top 34 or what is it, 64, 32, top 32, and reset it, you still probably wouldn't get 100% of those right. So it'll be interesting to see who we go with, who is in the tournament, who does well this tournament to get them in to the FedEx playoffs next year, especially if Zalatoris is actually able to play, if Kisner is able to play. It'll be interesting to see if they play well to get themselves catapult themselves into the week after. And yeah, I mean, any closing thoughts on your end?
No.
No.
I was just going to ask. I mean, they got a pretty tough course to play with the Wyndham. I think this
Mm-hmm.
weekend is the Wyndham
Wyndham
Championship.
Championship, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Wyndham Clark has to win that, right? Wyndham Clark has to win that.
Sedgefield Country Club, I think is what it's at.
But I mean, Wyndham Clark has to win that, dude. If he doesn't win that championship that's literally named after him or where he was conceived,
Yeah, that would be
like,
pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I wanted that club. It's named after my great 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 great
yeah.
grandfather.
Could you imagine? But yeah, so thank you guys for all your support and everything. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We are posting a lot of content on there, a lot of shorts, uh, trying to make something go viral. We have been failing miserably, but hey, it's been fun trying. But thank you guys for all your support. And if you guys need any Four Dads hats, let us know. We got a few more left. And stay fly and go low. What are you going to
Yep.
say?
Take care, guys.
All right, guys, take care.